always have trouble on that last round. Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, a talking pair of Ray-Ban Wayfarers, and today I have a little bit of an interesting video for you. Today is gonna be a little bit of a journey because technically, I don't even know the results yet. I don't even know the, do I dare? The administrative results. I know, you can unsubscribe now. The video we're doing today is I have this concept video. I was playing a lot of Battlefield 5. I was playing the medic class, and I was using the M28 Tromboncino. If you're unfamiliar with that gun, essentially what that gun is, during the 1920s, the Italians made a grenade launcher attachment for their TS model of Carcano rifles, chambered in 6.5, i.e. this. That's still trying to chamber a 6.5. That's not chambering a 6.5. Life is pain. I acquired a 6.5 Carcano. They're very cheap. They're like $400 some, and I had this idea. I was like, what if I made my own version of a medic scout rifle from Battlefield 5. That's essentially, that's me summarizing what this video is. So today we're gonna do that. I have the stock gun right now, doing a little shoot and see how she does, and then we're gonna see, can it be better? It's like that one meme where it's like, life is good. It can be better.
It can be better.
It's gonna be like that. So we're gonna see, I have some attachments where we're gonna throw on to hopefully make this a better experience, more of a scout rifle. Now, what is a scout rifle? Well, the scout rifle concept is essentially like you taking a more heavy, powerful cartridge and putting it into a rifle that's not necessarily for a long range hunting, but it is a speed, it is keeping both eyes open, a long eye relief style scope. Essentially, I think it was Jim Cooper is like the kind of the mind behind the scout rifle. I think it came about in the 80s or 90s. If I'm wrong, asterisk everything in. Essentially with this bad boy, I was like, you know, let's see if we can do a terrible scout rifle host, because there is a plethora of better scout rifles that can be hosted than a pretty much pre-World War I host of a gun. So, all right, let's do it. Oh God, oh geez, oh good heavens. The Carcano, I was debating on this video how much history to give you on the Carcano rifle. And I'm not Ian from Forgotten Weapons, so I can't give you too much history. I've seen Ian say that the Carcano is one of the better bolt guns of World War II. I still think it's the Enfield number 4. That's just my personal opinion. And the YouTubers can have a little fist fight as a snack. So, not gonna give you too much history. The most famous thing a Carcano is known for was the assassination of JFK until the CIA came out and stole that from them, or stole it from the Carcano history.
Oh shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper.
Sorry, JFK. CIA did not like you. Oh. All right, so I'm already off to some issues. So, first 2 volleys of my 6.5 Carcano, I landed no hits on paper as I was shooting from 50 yards away, and while I consider myself not the best marksman in the world, I'm not that bad. So I brought it in pretty close to like 10 some yards. When I was shooting center mass, this is where I was hitting. And my grouping these 2 rounds stacked on top of each other means I'm not that bad, but it means that my hold currently is super weird. So I'm gonna be completely transparent. I'm not an expert on the TS model of the 6.5 Carcano. So I'm gonna try and play with the rear sights, because I'm looking at the front sight and I'm like, there's like no way you adjust this. Now I'm looking at the rear sight, I'm like, there's also, looks like there's no way you adjust this. There's screws on it, so maybe I'm gonna play with those screws and see if it does anything, but that's a terrible hold. But thankfully, I'll be ditching the rear sight for the next part of this video. But before we get there, to thank the sponsors of this video, which is going to be Americana Pipe Dream Apparel. They have fantastic selection of Milsurp and other such items. I'm a big nerd for Milsurp, so you have your Milsurp parts and you have your Milsurp clothing. It's a great symbiotic relationship, so big thank you to both of those companies for sponsoring this video and the channel. Picatinny rail. That's kind of a vibe, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's very Battlefield 5-ish. We're now going to be screwing in the screws. 10 hours of relaxing trench warfare. You know, honestly, it's pretty bad. I still like it though. It's still kind of a vibe. And here's the final product. the Carcano Scout rifle brought to life, a Frankenstein of a gun. It is both cursed yet strangely very aesthetic, very aesthetically pleasing. Another for the counter, we'll call it another vibe. I do like it. I like it, guys, I like it, I love it. I think I don't want more of it, but it has, you know, it has potential. So essentially, like I was saying earlier, just took some hose clamps, threw it on with a Picatinny rail in this like $80, very cheap optic, threw it on. I don't think this thing is that that awesome of an optic. The zeros all over the place, but to be fair, the mount is very goofy. So I won't really hold it against that optic in this sense. For what it is, if there was a better mounting system, I think this would have more potential. Here's why. So I feel bad making this because of the YouTuberisms, in the sense that when YouTubers make videos about certain guns, it may affect that gun's market. And while I don't think that I have that level of clout yet to crash or rise gun economies, it still may affect it to some capacity. I don't know, we'll see. So essentially with a Carcano like this TS model, it is a very cheap weapon to pick up. I think I got it for around $400 to $500. Now the TS model being the special troop model, not the regular infantry. These were reported being used in the trenches, you know, used by Marines and artillerymen and medics and stuff like that, right? Hence the medic class gun, based off Battlefield 5. I thought it'd be really cool for this to be the host. I wanted the M28, like I said earlier, but I yet again couldn't find one yet again. If you know of anyone, or if you have one, shoot me one of them emails. I'd appreciate it greatly. Performance-wise, we did like a shooting montage, did a bunch of shooting. It actually does work pretty good, like the Scout rifle from Battlefield 5. All right, for this next portion, we're gonna see if I can cycle the bolt as fast as they can with the Carcano in Battlefield 5. So you're gonna see it from the first person perspective, because we're gonna do a direct comparison to see if I have what it takes to play medic. Ah, my gun's been jamming on these last two. What the heck, man? Whatever, work through it, work through it. That's what they don't tell you about real wars. Stuff doesn't always go your way, like in Battlefield. Oh, you know what? I feel robbed. I feel robbed, so I want to try this again. I feel silly, bamboozled, a little perplexed. All right, round two, I think I have it. I think I have this one in the bag. My hose clamps are moving. We'll see if they survive this one. Ah, I thought I was out. I thought I was out at the end. Man, they cycle that bolt fast in Battlefield 5. I feel slow compared to them. Let me show you what's going on. Let me show you, the viewer. So when working the Carcano bolt, it's not like an infield. With an infield, you can like cheat it. With a Carcano bolt, you don't have the leverage to make an accurate shot, because if you're trying to work it fast like they do in the game, and like already have your thumb and index finger on the bolt, to really pull the trigger, you have to like go against your body mechanics and use your middle finger. Maybe if you cheated it and using these two fingers, it just feels clunky though. To me, it feels like you can't really cycle that bolt as fast as you'd want to. Bummer, I think I lost.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
It was cool because you have both eyes open, you have magnification, you have a huge peripheral field of view, and you can still work that bolt relatively fast. It did look like the setup from Battlefield 1 minus the Tromboncino aspect. It did look freaking cool. I'll show you down the sights if you want to see what it looks like down the sights. So it does look cool. When you look down the sights of the guns, not just the optic, but the bolt receiver setup, it looks like it has a lot of cool texture. And I do dig that about the gun, especially when you have a hose clamped the Scout optic with a ghetto paint job. The paint job wearing in rather nicely. I think it looks great. I think I pat myself on the back yet again. So things about the gun that I like, things about the gun that I don't like, because I am a gun YouTube channel, I'll pick on this gun a little bit. So gun's very simple. What I'll do, I'll tell you about the manual of arms real quick. So very simple to work the gun. You have your trigger, you have your bolt. Cool, that's pretty much it. So cycle the bolt. You can drop the bolt out of the gun by pulling the trigger. You have that catch, that sear right there. Maybe we call it a sear on this. Hey, did I ever tell you guys I'm kind of a big idiot? We have our bolt right there. Now you have a safety aspect with this bad boy right here. Uh-oh, I said bad boy. You push her in and you rotate, and then it pretty much makes the gun safe. You can't open that bolt, as pretty much as it does. Wow. Only Sith steal in absolutes. Trigger pull is pretty bad. It's a very It's a lot of squish. It's what you would expect from a gun of the era. And then a very heavy pull, and then it breaks. Not the worst trigger I've ever shot, definitely not the best. Is it better than the Mosin? It feels kind of like a Mosin, if I'm being honest. Yeah, okay. The gun gets hot really quick, as one would expect, especially when you're putting your thumbs in certain places. You'll catch the heat where you would expect to hold on to the gun. You know, the breech up here gets cooked, it's still pretty hot, so there is that. Now, the gun overall is very compact. Let me show you how compact it is with a modern AR-15. So we've got one of my AR-15 setups. It's a little bit of a longer AR-15, a 16-inch barrel, still relatively short. Compare it to our Carcano, and the Carcano is technically, with the gun, with the AR-15 with the can on, it is shorter than the AR-15. It's a pretty wieldy package for the era. That's what she said? Ah, that's a little size comparison for you. Now, I've kind of rambled on about the gun, but I think we need to put this gun through its true paces for what the Carcano is truly famous for. This is a little bit insensitive, but taking out Kennedys. We're gonna do the Kennedy shuffle. What we're gonna do, we're gonna set up the Oswald shot. Now, we're gonna go off of what it was set up from that window, the sniper's nest, and we're gonna see if I have what it takes to work for the CIA. I mean, take out some cardboard. What if I get canceled for, like, of all the stuff I've done, this is the one I get canceled for? Here we have our JFK target. All right, now we're gonna go about 80 yards-ish away. All right, so a couple things. I'm gonna try and do the 3 shots as fast and accurate as I can. So the gun definitely lost at 0, so if I do manage to actually hit the target accurately and fast, I expect a round of applause from not only you watching this, but your girlfriend who is on her phone watching this, or your wife who's on her phone watching this next to you. As fast and accurate as I can, I am going to change the events of world history with the Carcano. 3, 2, 1. I think the real miracle was my Carcano in-blocks actually working flawlessly this time. Did you hear a gunshot after I shot? Like each round, like it sounded like 6 total shots. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Wait, who's that guy? Oh. All right, boys, so it looks like my application to the CIA is not going to get accepted. Looks like I only hit it once, but technically I'm looking at this target. It looks like technically it may be 2 stacked bullets. Technically. Why I say that is there's another Carcano impact round up here. Now, I can't necessarily count this, but I don't think this was this there before? I may claim that. If that's the case, I may claim that, but I still technically missed because it's not JFK. So, a little bit of a bummer. So I'm only gonna call that, technically it would've been 1 out of 3. It's not the best results, 1 out of 3 technically, not happy with that. But you know what, we'll get them next time. No, that was a joke. Well, gentlemen, so far this video didn't go how I planned, but it went better than I expected. So, you know, initial hiccups, gun not being accurate off the rip with the irons, maybe I suck, I'll own that. But then trying to mount in the Picatinny adapter that I got from the internet, that didn't work. So then I wanted to keep this video alive on the fly, throwing on a hose clamped magnified optic. As wretched as it is, it works. It's even more cursed than I thought it was going to be. It works, but not works great. I managed to make some hits, but alas, c'est la vie. Such is life. Wait, I'm supposed to be Italian. Arrivederci. So I will say it's a fun little experiment, guys. This is something that I really get passionate about. I love doing this kind of stuff. It's dumb, it's stupid. Is it practical? In this configuration, no. I think maybe if there was a better aftermarket part that made them more accurate, you could potentially force multiply a Carcano. This whole package only cost around maybe $550. So it's a very affordable package to pick up. And it's kind of fun. Like, it's a fun little toy to play with. You can bring out, you can show off to your friends and say, hey, look how Italian I am. I'm not trying to sell you this. It's more so like a thought experiment if you're weird like me and you want to try out just weird stuff. This is exactly what that is. This is not supposed to be like a, hey, go stake your life on that. It's supposed to be like a fun meme gun. If anything, take it out, go out with your buds, do some shooting challenges, maybe try the JFK shuffle, see if you have the skill to work for the CIA. It's a fun gun, guys. And sometimes that's what a video is about. Having fun with the boys on the flat range. That's all you need in life. All right, another drill. What we're gonna do is the Battlefield 5 medic drill. Your buddy that you're playing with in your squad has been riddled with bullets. He is dead, but not yet dead. He's bleeding out. He's bleeding out, and you have to save him. Okay, there we go. There we go. But to save him, you have to teabag him 3 times. It's part of the drill. Don't ask why. This is gonna be our bad guy. He has only been hit once, so in Battlefield terms, he's not dead. And Hell Let Loose, he's super dead. Battlefield, not dead. All right, let's do it. Ready? Ready. I was gonna mosey on beacon, but it didn't work. There we go. Oh no, I have a malfunction. That's 3. We're good. Get in there. We got him. Gentlemen, of course, as always, if you enjoy this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Your comments are a sacrifice to the algorithm god, a god of which who enjoys Swiss Alpine camo in the desert. If you want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, Patreon is an excellent way to support the channel. We have exclusive content, you have early access to videos, there's a Discord, interact with the fellow nerds. It's a great time, as well as merchandise. Merchandise helps out the channel greatly. Rock some swag. Let your mom know you are on track to finding a girlfriend. All right, gentlemen, stay easy, stay breezy. I'll catch you guys on the flip. What do you think if I stared at the sun? Oh, it's bright. Right, at least my school's ain't a shooting gallery.